why a lack of commitment is destroying your business. And this is actually kind of controversial because like nobody wants to think of themselves and be like, I'm not committed to my business. Just like they don't want to be told they're not committed to anything, right? Most of us, we want to feel like we're highly committed to everything we do. Why did you think that this is such an important topic for us to tackle today?
Oh man, there's so many reasons. So why a lack of commitment, right? Okay. Yeah, let's just break it down, because why is it a problem? There's a huge problem if you're not committed, but it's a trap also. So let's start there, right? Like, let's discuss what the trap is and how so many designers fall into it, and it leads them to their business failing. And they have to either go work for someone else, they have to go do something that is not interior design, and all the trappings that come from it. And when it comes to being committed, right, this word, and that you highlight so well about, right, why? When a designer is committed, when a person is committed, they have decided to meet their goal, to change their lives. And that looks like a variety of things, but it's a commitment.
Yeah. I mean, our original jumping off point for this is actually a quote from John Assaraf, where he talks about the concept of being interested versus being committed. And just real quick, let's draw a distinction between that because it's so powerful. Like, pretty much everybody is interested in growing their business or in having their design business succeed, right? Pretty much everybody wants their design business to succeed. They're interested in it, right? And what that means, interest versus commitment, is interest means you dabble. So you're interested in what it would mean to have a six-figure design business. You're interested in what it would mean to have a seven-figure design business. You like to imagine it. It sounds cool. You maybe picture yourself with some employees, maybe some assistant designers, maybe a big office, all those things. So you have this ability to imagine and envision. So you are interested in the idea, right? But now what's the difference where the vast majority of designers can never go beyond that phase of interest to commitment? And Nona, talk some more about that, about like what on that trajectory from interest to commitment, what are some benchmarks that we can say like, okay, this person's interested versus this person's committed to the outcome?
Yeah, absolutely. Being interested, right? Being interested in growing your business, being interested in having affluent clients, being interested in anything. Some actions that people will take. They will listen to they'll read blogs. They'll listen to podcasts. They will do Google searches. They will look at what other designers are doing. They will do a lot of research into discovering, or in this interest of growing their business. And then those who are committed, they take action on it.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's such an important distinction. Let's just give an example. Like if you're trying to lose weight, which is something that many of us can relate to. Some points in our life, we want to lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, whatever it might be, right? It's summertime, we want to hit the beach. So someone who's interested in losing weight, their behavior is checking out different blogs about weight loss, maybe looking up some new recipes, maybe, having some, having some daydreams about like what kind of swimwear they're going to buy for the summer, right? But now what's somebody who's committed? When someone commits to lose weight, what are some of the things they do, Nona?
They hire a personal trainer because they then become committed to showing up because they have paid a professional that they're going to listen to and who's going to help them on this journey of being committed to getting ready for the beach.
Yeah. And when you meet with your personal trainer, like the very first meeting, the personal trainer is like, okay, hey, why are you here? What are we trying to get done? Are we trying to build muscle? Are we trying to lose weight? Are we trying to get beach body, right? So you're talking like you're setting that commitment down, and now you have accountability. You have somebody whose job it is to hold you accountable, to make sure you show up to the gym at 5:30 in the morning or whatever it might be, maybe you hire a nutritionist and the nutritionist says, okay, we're going to do meal plans, and now we're going to plan out what you're going to eat, because we know that if we do this and we have a strategy that we implement together, that you're going to lose the weight you want to lose. So let's just use an analogy. Just, if it's harder for all of us to look at our own life and be honest about it, we can maybe sometimes think about another area or another arena and say, okay, that's something I can relate to very, very easily. So Nona, how does this affect, our design business? When we think about, of course I want to have a successful business. I want to be a six-figure designer. I want to have people lining up to work with me. I want to have, 4, 5, 6 people respond to every single email I send saying how great the work is and they can't wait to work with me. How can I pay my deposit? How can I get on your wait list? So how do we do that? How do we make that transition from interest to commitment?
The first step really is deciding they're going to do it and understanding the reason underneath, like why you're deciding to do it, why you're becoming committed. Because within an interior design business, you can have all kinds of goals, right? Some designers do want a studio with assistants. Other designers, they want to work with a handful of clients and only work 32 hours a week. And first, with that clarity and the decision of yes, I'm going to do that, that is what I want to do, then comes the commitment. And when the commitment is there, and it stops being like someday, or I'm going to listen to what other people are doing and maybe, incorporate some of it. It becomes, that's what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do in order to get there. And that's where the stretching and the growing and really reaching new levels comes from. Because whatever got a person to where they are, it's not. So where you are, like where a designer is in their business, if they want to go to the next level, and the next level, again, that could be assistance. It could be more time off. It could be anything. Without them, it's going to get them there.
That's so powerful because, again, everybody has different goals. Everybody has a different dream about what their life looks like. Some people have families and they want to spend a lot of time with their kids and their spouse, right? Or their partner. They want to be together and they're tired of working 7 days a week, always being on call, having their clients text them at like 11:30 at night with questions, which to me is like my description of a nightmare, is having people text me about work at 11:30 at night when I'm trying to relax or God forbid get some sleep.
Or personally 6:30 in the morning. That's like my nightmare.
Yeah. And listen, if you like working that way, then that's fine. But if it bothers you that you're essentially on call like a doctor when you're, doing this, maybe not getting paid for that extra time, being paid for off hours communications, all the different things, like not having boundaries, those are just huge, huge problems that will wear you down. So maybe one of your first goals or one of your first commitments is just to take back control of your time. That you decide, no mas, I'm not going to put up with this anymore, where clients just have unlimited access to me, or I'm like on the job site being a manager for nothing extra. Like I'm just there supervising as though I'm, the supervisor of this whole thing. So there's so many ways that designers are exploited in the course of doing their jobs. So one of the first things might be to commit to setting those boundaries and to, provide that space for yourself to take back your life and not have it, consume you. So Nona, what are some other ideas about, how you can start making commitments?
When a designer becomes committed to their business, to their goal, whatever that is, the commitment, that's when the elements of making it possible open up. Because once a designer is committed, that's when it starts to be, okay, what do I need to learn? What do I need to do? What do I need to believe in order for this to be possible for me? And that's where that trap of being interested catches so many. Because the idea of like, well, I want this. So I'm going to listen to podcasts. I'm going to read blogs. I'm going to, right? That's action that can be mistaken for the doing and for the dedication and the commitment.
Yeah. The expression I hear is don't confuse activity with accomplishment.
Yes.
It's such an important distinction. Like you may actually feel like you're taking lots of action, but are you actually accomplishing anything? Did you sign a high value client? Did you enforce new boundaries in your client relationships? Did you come up with systems for how you're going to manage your time so that this doesn't happen anymore? If you're not implementing, you're not actually doing anything. You're just thinking about it.
Well, you're thinking about it in well, you're taking action, right? Maybe, but you're not making progress because it's not a commitment to the goal. It's usually taking action in something you're interested in. So that's where, like, talk to designers, they're interested in social media. And so that's what they do. That's all they do with the intention, like that is going to lead them to where they want to go. Even though in their interest, in the reading, in the whatever, they've recognized there are other steps that are necessary. It's only when they become committed, when they decide that goal, that is where they're going, that they take on what's necessary to get there versus just being interested and doing what's convenient or fits into what they're doing or fits into what they want to do. And that's where that trap of being frustrated, saying, I'm taking all this action, but nothing's happening. What is wrong? Everyone says it's so easy. Anyone who tells you running a business, being a professional interior designer is easy, it's not. No. Like, turn it off.
Yeah.
Because even with the best of intention, it's not true.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is that one way you can tell is if you think about what you're doing for marketing, what you're doing to try and attract clients. And if you're doing a lot of stuff that we would file, we've talked about this before, under the category of tactics. So you're doing lots of activities, but you don't have an overall strategy. That's a pretty good sign that your energy is being wasted, right? You don't have a strategy for how you get the clients you want to work with in regular numbers to come through your business so you get paid what you want, take the time off you want, don't have to stress, don't have to hustle, don't have to chase down money or chase down people paying your bills and things like that. That's the key, is that if that's not happening regularly, then you don't have a strategy, you just have a collection of tactics. And that's the difference. Like, you're interested in these tactics. I'm interested in Facebook. I'm interested in Instagram. But my strategy shows I'm committed to get this kind of client, this kind of revenue in my business, this kind of profit, this kind of time off, this kind of time with my family. That's commitment. That's really where you see that distinction shine through so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now, if our watchers today and our listeners, if they need help, if they're like, well, I suspect that maybe I'm working with just a bunch of tactics and not with a strategy, what can they do?
Go to breakthroughcall.us. We've opened time on our calendars for the next few days. So go to this link, select a day and a time. You'll meet with either one of us. And this is when we'll connect with you and get some clarity. Like, do you have a strategy, or are these tactics? What is it that you're missing? Because if you're taking action, if you're committed to the success of your design business, to the success of your goals, then what's the piece that's missing? And that's what we'll do. We'll connect. And
and if you don't have a strategy, we'll come up with one on the call. It's as simple as that. This is what we do all day. Designers, they come to us. Most of them don't have a strategy. That's why their business is not working. They're not in control of their process, of how they get their clients, who they're talking to, tire kickers, all kinds of the really, really common problems that you have by lacking a solid foundational strategy that informs all you do. And I'm telling you, once you implement that, it changes everything.
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Clients, referral partners. I mean, everything that has to do with this industry changes.
Yeah.
in your benefit.
Yeah. And like Nona talks about, you're now the boss. And when you're the boss, so many of these problems go away because you're the boss. So
well, yeah, and
how you want to do it.
Just today on our group call, it was I highlighted that when you're a boss, you don't have to be bossy.
No, you're just in control.
Yeah, because you have your power. You have your strategy. You have the commitment and the dedication and understanding that this is where you're going. And when you have that, that's when mighty forces come to your aid.
Yeah,
that's
so
when
true.
Perfect referral partners show up. That's when your clients are thrilled to write you a check and they drive it to your house to put it in your mailbox or into your office.
It's definitely one of our clients too. He's awesome, But it's true, it's what happens is when you are committed, your clients, your referral partners, your vendors, everybody can feel it.
Yeah.
It's like you've lit a fire in your heart of your commitment to yourself, up to your business, up to changing your clients' lives. Yep. If you don't have that, if you don't feel that commitment, everybody can tell. Everybody can feel that, who you work with. They can tell that you don't have it together. You don't have this purpose. You don't have this system. You don't have these processes for how you make an impact in the world. The hard part is not building all these processes or these systems or anything else or coming up with a strategy. The only hard part is to make the decision to stop being interested and start being committed.
Yes.
So hit us up on the interwebs,
Breakthrough call. Jinx.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go there. Until then, get committed.
Get committed. It will change your life. It will change your life. You can thank us later. All right. Bye, everybody. Have an amazing day.